Hello everyone, and welcome to the course in digital marketing. My name is Johanna Heinonen, or Jonna as everyone calls me, and I am the teacher during this course. The idea with this short introduction is to show you how the Moodle platform works and also give you some practical information about the course contents, about the assessment, and also timetables and so on. Once you log into Moodle and open this course, you should get a view that looks like this. So here is something which is called Introduction and Course Contents, and here you find my information, you find course description and materials, assessment criteria, timetable, some tools, and of course this video you are watching at the moment. Besides this general information, you find 7 different parts. First, there is parts 1 to 5 that include lessons and assignment. Then there is something which is called concluding part that includes a digital marketing plan, and then the final part which includes test yourself and self-evaluation. You can get to each part by clicking the topic here. You can also see that there is a highlighted area, so it means that based on the timetable I have given you, this is the part that we are actively discussing at the moment. You can also move between different parts by clicking here on the left. When you are interested what kind of results you have got and you miss them for some reason when they are given in different parts, here is when you click here above, there is course administration. I see that mine is in Finnish now, kurssin ylläpito, but here's course administration, and then there are grades, and by clicking that you see your grade or your points for each assignment. So let's start with the timetable of the course. This is a 5-credit course, which means that you should work 135 hours for passing the course. In practice it means 3.5 weeks, 8 hours per day. And since the course is divided to 8 weeks, it means that this is quite tough and really intensive, this course. And therefore I have taken the privilege to give you some deadlines here in order to give you timetable for this course. It means that there is a deadline for each week. You should have done some assignments each week. And by that pass the course. Of course, if you have trouble keeping deadlines, just let me know in advance preferably, so I will extend deadlines. The only wish is that everything is done by the 18th of May, so that I will get your grades to Vinha before June the 1st. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you do them during the last day, but I do recommend that you try to keep up the pace, because there's quite a lot to do as well, and you cannot do 135 hours in one day. A couple of words about the assessment of this course. So there are lessons, there are assignments, there is something that is called final digital plan or digital marketing plan, there is something that is called test yourself, self-evaluation, and also some reflection discussion forums. And each and every one of them is giving you points. And by collecting 40 points, you will pass the course. It doesn't matter how you collect those 40 points, but if you get 40 points, you will get grade 1. If you aim for grade 5, you've got to do almost everything. At least you cannot skip the final plan. And the reason for this is that I think that if you want to have grade 5, you should show capability of creating a whole digital marketing plan. And therefore it is something that is required for this. So each lesson will give you 5 points. Each assignment will give you 5 points as well. Test yourself will give you 10 points. Self-evaluation in maximum 5 points. Final plan 15 points. And then this reflection discussion forums 1 point each. There is 5 lessons. There are 9 assignments. 1 test yourself, 1 self-evaluation, and 1 final plan, and 3 reflection discussion forums. So that's how the points are collected. And the reason why this is created so is that there has been, during the past 2 years I've been doing so that everyone must do lessons in order to pass the course, but the last autumn there were several students hoping that you could also get points from the assignments as well. So now I decided that okay, it's good that if people show just an effort in some parts of the course, they can pass the course easily. Of course, I want to hear your feedback as well, and please do it during the course, because then things can be changed. If you do it after the course, then it's too late on your behalf. So there is always a good solution for everything, and it's nice to hear it during, so that we can make changes, or I can make changes in order to make this an enjoyable experience for everyone. Couple of more practical issues before we go to the different parts. So this is the topic, check this first. There will be this video that I'm creating at the moment, but then there are some points about all the parts that I'm then assessing or grading. There is some points about the lessons. Lessons give you the theoretical background, or at least some sort of ideas about the background information that is needed in the assignments. The information in the lessons is then controlled by quiz questions, either true or false, multiple choice, or some matching assignments are included as well. But the idea is that you get your result right away or when you have finished the lesson. You won't get the right answers though, because you have the possibility to retake the lesson as many times as possible. And the idea is that you should learn things, not just guess the right things there. You should really think what is the right answer. Also, some practical issues is that if there is a round box to tick, there is only one answer correct. If there is a square box to tick, there are several correct answers. So if you just, in those cases, if you just choose one, you won't get the full points, naturally. And I haven't given you the amount of right answers in those cases, because sometimes there might be 4 correct alternatives, so all the choices are correct. And as I mentioned, it should be something that you think, not that you just guess what could be the right answer. But as such, the statements are quite easy. Sometimes there are tricky parts, so read them carefully. If it's not totally correct, or if it's something that isn't mentioned in the text, so it's probably not correct answer. And if you have any questions about those, if you think that there are mistakes and so on, so send me an email right away. So I will check it, and I might give you some hints that what could be the right one. So don't wait until the end of the course. Just give the instant feedback, because then I can correct things. It's always about the technology as well, that sometimes technology doesn't work. There might be some update in Moodle and things go totally wrong and so on. So just please, I want the feedback right away. Then there is Test Yourself, which is closely connected to the lessons, because all the questions in Test Yourself are from the lessons. The idea is that it is a test. The Moodle randomly takes 10 questions from the lessons, and you have 15 minutes time to answer them. You may take the lesson 3 times, and the maximum points from the lesson is 10. But you cannot, pause the test, or you cannot go back, so you've got to do it in one sit, so to say. So yeah, if you can the answers to the lessons, so this should be a piece of cake. Assignments, as I mentioned, these are the tasks where you apply the information from the lessons to a case company or to real life. Use some digital tools as well. And yeah, for those who are aiming for grade 5, who are doing the final digital or doing the digital marketing plan, so I do recommend that you choose your case company right from the beginning and use it in all the assignments as well. Then it's much easier for creating the digital marketing plan for you. Yeah, digital marketing plan, to put everything together, and maybe a little bit more, going a bit further on creating your own plan or your own suggestions for activities based on what you have learned. Self-evaluation, oh well, that's easy. Everyone knows what self-evaluation is. And then there is some discussion forums for reflections, where I want to hear what you have learned, what was new, what you disagree, and so on. But it's mostly for yourselves. I try to keep myself away from those discussion forums. I do read them, but I'm not going to comment those. So yeah, these were the practical points that I wanted to inform you about. And then to end this introduction lecture, so some couple of words about these different parts. First, there is, well, I clicked the part 1, you can do it on the left side as well. When you click it, it's opened, and the highlighted version is the one who is active based on the timetable I have set. Of course, you can do these on your own pace. So if you want to do the course in a little bit harder pace, if you want to finish it by April, that's possible if you're up to it. And yeah, if you have trouble keeping the deadline, so you can do it a little bit later on, but try to keep the final deadline, the 18th of May, in mind. First of all, in each from parts 1 to 5, in each part there is something which is called Skype intro. The idea with this is that you can have questions, or you can ask questions from me, practical issues, topic issues, and so on. And I try to give you some sort of basic information about what is required during this part, and also my opinions, my experiences of the topic as well. This is something that has been asked by the students from previous courses, but this is totally voluntary. You don't have to participate. The most important part of the course is the lessons and then assignments, so you can find the information on your own as well. I'm using Skype for Business, so by clicking the link here, it should open you. It takes time. Sorry about this. Always the same thing. Skype for Business Meet link. Once this opens here, this should be in English as well. There is Join Skype meeting app and the triple W application. So use this one. By clicking this, it inserts a small plugin, but it doesn't require any administrator rights or something like that. So just by clicking it, it installs something, and then you open it, give your name there, and you should be able to enter the webinar room. I have been using this quite a lot with my students and in my hobbies, and there has been very few problems with Skype for Business. But you can try these meeting rooms earlier on, so you don't have to wait for the specific time for the webinar. You can try them earlier and see how they work. So just practical issue as well. Then there is the lesson. So by clicking the topic, it opens it, and now you see that I have started this already. You also see that you don't have to do it once. You can do it if you take 10 minutes for the first part and so on. So it always asks you that, okay, you have started a lesson. Do you want to proceed where you left, or do you want to start all over again? So in this case, I don't want to. I want to start all over again. So when you click it, you get something which is called the contents page in Moodle. So there is some sort of introduction to the topic, some sort of facts about the topic, and so on. It might be a video. There are some articles, some writings in general, some pictures as well, infographics and so on. So please read and watch, and then once you are ready, once you think that you can this, then click. There is Q1 or something. There is also the next step, and in this case, usually after the contents, there is some sort of questions, quiz questions, true, false, multiple choice, matching, and so on. And then you choose and submit, and then you get the next page. It takes about 30 minutes in average to finish each lesson. Of course, it depends on you how fast you read and how familiar you are with the topic and so on. But that's the idea. And once you have finished, you should get your result as well. If you miss your result, so remember, you find it here in course administration and grades. You also see the contents of the lesson here in PDF. Not all of them are done yet, but you will get them during the coming week for the final 3 lessons as well. So you can see the contents here, because as mentioned, you have to start all over the lesson if you want to get a higher grade. So if you want to go back to the information instead of doing the lesson again, so you have it here. Then there is the normal assignment. So by clicking the topic again, you get the instructions for the assignment, and then add submission. You get a box that looks like this. Okay, here's an online text. Maybe it shouldn't be, but file submission. So click here and add file. Choose file from your computer and add it, and then submit it. So, and save changes. So I'll get it, and then I'll give you comments, and you'll find them also here, what I've been writing, and also you see your grade here as well. It shouldn't be online text, so I've got to change this one as well. There are several assignments where you don't have to write a report. Of course you may if you want to, but you can do a blog, a video, a PowerPoint, and so on. But you always find the instructions here, and then file submission. So click here, add, or drag and drop, and then save changes, and also you find the feedback here. After each and every assignment, you will get feedback from me, so you can count on that. And this was especially for those who aren't so familiar with the Moodle, so how to do it. Then the third type of assignments is discussion forums. Okay. Here is something which is called forum reflections of digital business, and you see that there is something. So the idea is that you reply to my message, and in this case, because there is only one thread, and then you write here in the box or add an attachment as you did earlier, and then post to the forum, and that's it. So yeah, leave, because I don't want to post anything there. And that's actually the part 1. Then the next part is part 2. You can go either here by clicking this one, or then here by clicking this one. So I go here. So next part 2, you see that there's a Skype intro again. There's a lesson and the contents. There's the similar kind of assignment as there was earlier on. I'll come back to that. And then there is something which is a discussion forum assignment, because I want you to share your experiences. So this is the one. On this discussion forum, I wish you to share a good service experience online. And you know, you can provide your own presentation here and post it to the discussion forum, and then comment others as well, because it's something that affects your grade. Then there was this assignment 3. And now there is the first part is something, there are quite many where I'm expecting you to use some sort of online tool, and there are instructions for them in the introduction box. There are tools, so there are also links to instructions for these tools. I'm not giving them here, but you know, you can go there if you want to check them. Otherwise, this is exactly the same and similar as the assignment in part 1. So add submission, and then you add your files there. Then part 3, very briefly, because these go, well, the model in them is quite the same. There is a Skype intro with the link, there is a lesson, and as you see, I haven't had time to finish the contents here, but it will come. There is an assignment with some tools. There is another kind of discussion forum. So in this case, when we are talking about risks, threats, and trends, there are so many of them. So instead of giving a basic introduction to what you find, I have given you already several ideas of risks and threats, and also some trends here, and you should choose one, and once you have chosen one, then you should, okay, here's wrong timetable, so there should be a box here, so you choose one, and then you write a presentation of that one you have chosen, and then you post it here to the discussion forum. So then everyone else can also see and maybe learn new things, not just the basic thing, but maybe deepen their knowledge about several other things. And then there's also reflections. Part 4 is about then channels, platforms, and tools. So now we have learned about customers, we have learned about the online presence, risks and threats, and that sort of stuff. And now we go to channels and search engine optimization and contents, which is more like the practical information. But you know, well planned is half done. So therefore it's quite important to know where to start before we can then do the real or the job itself. So here is also selection about the channels. There is a lesson, there is an assignment about search engine optimization, and again there is a discussion forum for the reflections. The fifth part has been a little bit tricky for the students, previous students, so therefore some words about it. It's quite easy. There's planning online marketing assignment is planning the digital marketing plan and discussion forum. So the idea is that even though you wouldn't be doing the final plan or the digital marketing plan as such, you should have an idea how to create a marketing plan or a digital marketing plan. So you could compare this, that when you are doing research or writing your thesis, you first have a thesis plan and then you are writing your own thesis, or you have a research plan and then you are doing the research. So in this case, how to write a digital marketing plan, and then if you do the final or the concluding assignment, which is the digital marketing plan as such, you are using this one as a basis for that. So it's not really difficult, but it seems to be, or it has been, quite tough for the previous students, so therefore a couple of words of that. And then there is the concluding part, which is then 16 points worth, and you see this is the digital marketing plan. You don't have to do this. You can skip any part. It's about the points that you gather points from each task, an assignment, and if you get 40, so you pass the course. So here is the first draft of final digital marketing plan. You can get comments to a draft, and then submitting the final digital plan is here, and its deadline is the 14th of May. And then the last one is test yourself and self-evaluation, and then there is also this haaga-helia's feedback form, which is compulsory for us teachers as well. So 7 parts, lots of assignments. They aren't so tough. In many cases it is asked you to use a tool and then analyze the information you have got from the tool, or the information that or how you understand the results from there. So in that sense it's not so difficult. If you have any questions, email is the easiest way and the fastest way to reach me, so send an email to me, please. I'll try to answer them in 24 hours. It's better to ask, it's better to criticize, because there might be problems based on the digital things. Tools may disappear, they may become something that you must pay for and so on, even though I have checked them today, that each and every one should work. So I want to know about them as fast as everything happens, and then I can inform others as well. So don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I wish that you have a good course. We'll be seeing or hearing at least. Thanks a lot and welcome to the course. Bye bye.